Hi, Grace. So first off, I want to say awesome job. That's really cool that Steven's feedback was able to help you because I don't see any issue with right hand wrist or anything like he had pointed out. So really good job working on that aspect. So I wanted to make a little video because there's one thing, or actually two things I want to talk about. One thing I noticed right off the bat was that right when the song kicked in, it looks like you chose your own fingering. So I'm not talking about the intro section. I'm talking about the section right after the intro, so the little melody part. This. Do, 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 da, da, right, so that little main melody section that kicks off the tune. So there's a specific reason when we teach these lessons that we have fingerings to suggest to use, and it's really, really, really encouraged that you guys copy the fingerings that we suggest. Now, that doesn't mean that it's written in stone, right? Rules can always be broken, and sometimes our playing style, everyone has a different playing style, so what works for one person may not work as well for another. But with these type of level of tunes, these like seasoned beginner kind of tunes, it's really, really suggested that you guys copy the fingering that we suggest for these arrangements. And you can see that the ones that he suggested, if we take a look at just that first little bar, so just playing up on that C chord, if you use the ring finger, as you go to the next chord, you can see that you just slide up and then put the middle finger down. And that leads us perfectly to just get rid of those two and then transition with the middle finger. So there is a lot of thought that goes into figuring out what's the easiest fingering to use. And I just want to say that as you work on stuff, it will make the playing easier for you if you copy it to a T. And eventually, you won't have to copy stuff to a T because you'll just inherently know what the best fingering is to use for different types of playing. And then maybe you'll start experimenting and trying different things out, and it just carries on from there. It's really cool how you continue to develop and grow. So that's the first thing, is I would suggest just going through the lesson and copying the fingering suggestions that Matt gives you to a T. The next thing I want to talk about is working on getting some of the chords to ring out a little bit better. So if you listen to the performance, the one thing that I'm hearing too that stands out a little bit is that there is a lot of buzz. And buzz usually comes from a couple things. It's either form, which your form for basic chords is pretty good. The only thing that really stands out is that sometimes you have fingers bending, so watch out for that. We always want to be on a fingertip, so curved at that first joint. For bar chords though, definitely want to go back through the bar chord lesson. So this needs to be pretty much straight, so we don't want to have any bending. We also don't want to have a crutch, so sometimes I notice that you push down with the middle finger to help get finger strength. So that's a bit of a crutch, so you don't want to do that. I'll put a link in the text above for the bar chord lessons. So just go through those again. But as far as getting the chords to ring out, that's what we're talking about. So you want to play through, so just make like the basic G chord, and you just want to play through every note and make sure that everything's ringing. So you play through every note first, and then you can strum or pluck. And if one's not ringing out, let's say the third string, it's either because you're not pushing hard enough, so we just got to push a little bit harder, or let's say the first string's not ringing out. It's because we need to curve the ring finger up a little bit so it's not touching. You can see if it's down too much, it'll touch the string, so we need to just curve it up a little bit. So that's really the trick with the basic chords. So I'd say keep up the excellent work though, because overall you're doing a phenomenal job, because this is not a walk in the park kind of song. So keep up the great work and work on these little aspects. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, keep up the awesome work.